And welcome back to the show, everyone. Mo Carter and John Longshore here breaking down our local teams. John, at this time last year, we were talking about Reggie Barlow's 8th season as the Hornets head coach. But a lot has happened since the end of 2014. What did you think about how that played out?
Well, I'm still not real thrilled about it, quite frankly, Mo. I think Coach Barlow had done a great job for what he had been handed there. And, of course, a lot of off-the-field talk about Coach Jenkins, where he had come from, how Alabama State went through that entire process. But we know, Mo, winning cures a lot. And if Coach Jenkins can get those Hornets back winning in the way that they're accustomed to, maybe some of these off-the-field issues and how he was hired might just kind of dissipate.
Maybe so. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the Hornets fans can expect in 2015.
The new coach at Alabama State University, Coach Brian Jenkins.
When Alabama State Athletic Director Melvin Hines was in the process of searching for a new football coach, he only had one name in mind: Brian Jenkins. Jenkins had been very successful in his stint at Bethune-Cookman, winning 4 conference titles and 2 HBCU national titles. And when he was introduced to the Hornet Nation in mid-December, he was ready to work.
The opportunity is here, and it's time for us, not I, but us, to get it done.
When Coach Jenkins finally got to Montgomery full-time, he found out that things weren't going to be easy for him in the beginning. He had a limited amount of time for recruiting, and the football program could not have spring practice in 2015. Instead of letting those situations deter him, Coach Jenkins turned a lot of those negatives into positives. Not only was he able to bring in a strong recruiting class, but he and his staff were able to get close with the football team that they inherited.
Since we didn't have spring ball, we as coaches got a chance to recruit the players that's there, and we got a chance to learn a lot about their families and their history and their background. And because of that, I think that helps us as coaches know what type of individuals that we're going to be dealing with.
Alabama State has a ton of players who started in 2014 returning this year, but Coach Jenkins says that everyone will have the opportunity to compete for starting positions, especially at quarterback. Senior Daniel Duhart is looking to become a 3-year starter, but the other guys are pushing him for that position.
I know how, what things I need to do to be a leader and stuff like that. So with the young guys and new players on the team, it was just, me and other guys, other leaders on the team, are just trying to bring them along.
I mean, right now he's shown to do a good job, and he's shown he can operate the offense as well as QT and Ellis. So we still haven't determined who's going to be that guy.
For the second year in a row, the Hornets will have to replace their leading rusher. 2014 SWAC Co-Offensive Player of the Year Malcolm Cyrus has graduated, so it looks like there will be more opportunities for Khalid Thomas.
He knows the offense inside and out with the new terms and stuff like that. So, he's a lot like Cyrus now. He knows a lot of the plays and the reads and things like that.
With a strong offensive line and several key receivers like DeMario Bell returning, the ASU offense should keep opposing defenses on their toes.
I've been a lead by example type guy, but they've been challenging me to be more vocal in the weight room, in the locker room, and on the field with the guys. And I feel like they're preparing me to do it in the season as well.
Last year's Hornets defense ranked 2nd in scoring and 2nd in rushing defense in the conference. And leading away for the defense is 2-time All-SWAC standout Courtney Berry. The junior recorded 128 tackles, 12.5 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks last season.
We got to be able to just be able to focus and learn under pressure. And, it's some pressure right now at the moment, just the simple fact that it's a new scheme and we're trying to break out of those old habits, get in these new habits, and everything's going to be right.
When you pay attention to detail and everything that you do, that means you're going to do the things right repeatedly. And then you're going to be consistent in play when you do that. And, when you have the discipline to continue to do things with detail, that just puts you in a better position of winning.
So, John, with a new coach and a new scheme on both sides of the ball, how well do you think ASU can do this year under Coach Jenkins?
Mo, I think it's interesting that they're having a quarterback battle going on right now. I mean, Daniel Duhart is a 3rd-year starter. I mean, he's got a lot of experience here. You would think he maybe had stepped up a little bit. Maybe it is good that he is getting challenged and there's some guys behind him, but that quarterback position is where it all starts right there with that experience and that leadership. And then, of course, this entire team just trying to get what Coach Jenkins wants them to be and mold them into a group. So not sold that this ASU team is going to be maybe there for the SWAC title, but certainly the pieces are in place for them to really have a good year.
Let's take a look at that Hornets 2015 schedule. They will start off in Nashville against HBCU Power Tennessee State on Sunday, September the 6th in the John Merritt Classic. That game will be played at the home of the Tennessee Titans. The following Saturday, ASU welcomes in Alcorn State, the defending SWAC champs. That game will be big for the SWAC East rankings. The next week, Coach Broderick Files brings his Grambling State Tigers to town for a matchup. I think in the first 3 weeks, we'll find out how good ASU will be with 3 tough matchups.
Yeah, no doubt. That month of September early there, Mo, you're exactly right. That road trip in Nashville and then Alcorn and Grambling, that's a pretty good test right out of the gate.
The Hornets wrap up September with a trip to Mississippi Valley where they'll face Rick Comegy and the Delta Devils. In the month of October, the Hornets will play 2 Thursday night games on national television. The first one will be on the road at Texas Southern in Houston. 9 days later, they host the Southern Jaguars on October the 10th. That's gospel night for the Hornets Nation. The following Thursday, they take a trip to Arkansas Pine Bluff for another Thursday night game on ESPNU. And following a bye week, the Hornets will travel to Birmingham to take on Alabama A&M in the 74th edition of the State Farm Magic City Classic. John, how big would it be for Jenkins to win his first Magic City Classic?
Oh, it would be huge. It's kind of like the Auburn or Alabama coach winning the Iron Bowl there, but I'm looking only 5 days between Southern and Arkansas at Arkansas Pine Bluff. I'm sure that's got Coach Jenkins a little concerned.
And the month of November has 3 games on the schedule. November 7th, they'll travel to Jackson State for an Eastern Division showdown. Then Prairie View comes to town on the 14th. The season will wrap up with Miles College on the 21st, and that's the annual homecoming game. So a lot to look forward with the Hornet and the Hornet Nation. Remember, their motto this year will be Swarm and Sting. Coach Jenkins, he's looking forward to seeing his team swarm and sing in 2015. So we'll see how things work out for them this upcoming season. All right, everyone, we're halfway through with the Blitz. Up next, we'll take it down I-85 to Tuskegee to find out how things are going for Coach Willie Slater and those Golden Tigers. Stay with us. The Preseason Blitz continues after the break.